LadyLucidity ASMR. Hello there, my lovelies, and welcome to my beautiful canvas that is my face. Not. So, for today's video, I'm going to be applying E.L.F. products to my face, essentially. So, for those of you at home who did not see the previous video to this one, I did a unboxing of various E.L.F. cosmetic products that I ordered, and this is the first time I've ever used E.L.F. So it's going to be a bit of an experiment, and I do believe I used some of the products in the wrong order for my usual routine, so I apologise for my horrendous skills. So, if you guys are interested in seeing the entire collection that I'm using, I will post a link in the description box below to the previous video where I unboxed all these delightful items. So to start, I'm using, sorry I have an itchy nose there, I am applying the E.L.F. Anti-Acne Foundation in Porcelain. So I don't know if anyone else has had a similar issue with foundations to me, but hands up all you porcelain pale girls out there. I find that many brands claim to be pale, but once I pop them on my skin, I just look orange and patchy. So I was very keen to try out their foundation, and I actually really like the coverage. The colour is a little bit off, so just for this video I am mixing a tiny bit with my lighter Collection 2000, which is one that I mix in regularly. I do have to say I am preferring the texture and the coverage of the E.L.F. foundation so far. It's really nice, goes on very smoothly and covers any blemishes, but it was just a tad dark for me because I am that goth girl. I do like to look as pale as possible, so it will probably be fine on most people's skin, but I just decided to lighten it up a little bit. So we're just going to cheat slightly and add a little bit of my Collection 2000 foundation on top. Okay, so just blending it in. That looks a lot better for me. It actually mixed quite well with my other foundation, which is good. So not too bad overall. I do like the feel of it. And it wasn't greasy at all, so I didn't feel like I had to put a lot of powder on or anything like that. It just sat really nicely. Normally this is the last step that I do for my makeup, but I just really wanted to see how the finishing powder looked on. So this is the E.L.F. Finish. I believe it's a clear setting powder more than anything, but again I just wanted to see how it covered and how much shine it took out, if any. But this is usually the last step that I do when applying my daytime makeup. canvas sorted, and I have to say, plus pro points to hubby for bringing me a coffee during my video. It was very much needed. So, thank you. Okay, now I'm all refreshed. Let's work on the next step. Okay, so many products to choose from. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the foundation and the powder so far. It wasn't too cakey. It seemed to do the job pretty well, so I will definitely be buying more of that in the future. So normally when I do my daytime makeup at home, I would do my concealers and under eye products first. So this is a little bit out of step with what I would normally do. So I'm just going to apply a little bit, and it's very tribal looking. This is a two-step product, I believe. There is a concealer on one end of the wand, and on the other is a very white, not very thick liquid, so I think that's just like a little highlighter that you can put on, but I found it a bit watery, so I didn't use it for this step. So in my previous video I did get a lot of lipsticks and lip products. These were the 3 lipsticks that I chose, all matte ones. So one is a deep brown, we have a burgundy wine red colour, and then a very sort of natural nude colour, which I would typically wear for work. So I'm just choosing which one I'm going to try on this time. So I think I'm going to go with the deep brown. And it does slide on really nicely. The texture is beautiful. And as a bonus, it smells like chocolate, which is so nice. I hate putting makeup on that smells like chemically. Like a lot of cheaper makeup brands I find usually are like that, and they smell like chemicals, but this was beautiful and it smelled like cake. Which is very similar actually to Gosh's lipsticks, which are my favourites normally, but I think I may have found a new favourite. Now, at this stage, I would have put on a lip pencil, but I don't have one that matches this colour at present, but I will be purchasing one in the future, so any makeup tutorials in the future I do, I will definitely be adding more products to the list. So I've just noticed under here that I want to get a little bit lighter and a bit more definition, so I'm just adding a bit of that concealer under there, and I'll just grab a small brush just to blend it in, just to give me a bit of a cleaner line. There we go, just neaten it up there. So again, this is just a typical daytime look for me, so we want to keep it sort of neutral and focus more on the eyes. So next step, the eyebrows, and this is one of E.L.F's angled brushes, which I desperately needed. I do go through a lot of angled brushes doing my eyebrows. And I do try to match my eyebrows with my current hair colour, so as I have gone back to my purple, I'm going to try and use my purple sleek palette, which, as you can see, has definitely been well loved. So I'm going to brush in there and then start filling in and drawing my brows. So I like a very defined brow, so this is why I use a very strong angled brush rather than a fluffy brush. I did used to use eyeshadow pencils actually for applying my eyebrows, because you don't typically find brands that do eyebrow pencils in bright colours. If you guys know of any brands that do, please tell me, because I have searched high and low for purple eyebrow pencils, and I've used eyeshadow ones which obviously smear because they're a softer texture. The list goes on. So this is why in the last few years I have just ended up using eyeshadow and a good brush, and then I would use a setting powder on top just to make sure they don't move anywhere. So here I'm just showing you how I angle my brush. It looks really awkward on camera but I basically line up my eyebrow line with the end of my eye, and then I like to exaggerate it and pull it out, so the tail, so that's the starting point, but the tail goes way past my eyes, which I know is probably a makeup sin, but I think it suits me and it's just the way I like to do my makeup. So after all, I like to think of makeup as another form of art or artistry, so I say you do you and pay them no mind what other people think. If I want to have crazy purple eyebrows, I am going to have crazy purple eyebrows. So here I'm just experimenting with the highlight end of the concealer stick, and again it's very watered down, so I don't know if it's meant to be subtle, but I wanted to see how well it highlighted, so I just popped a little bit on my nose and a tiny bit on my eyelid. And the texture was nice, but I don't think it was quite light enough for what I was looking for, so I might just use it on my cheekbone highlights for future. But it's good to experiment. Okay, so next I'm going to try this out, and again this is a step that I would do before my foundation goes on. So you may have noticed that I do get terrible dark circles under my eyes, and although I am a new mum and some of it is from lack of sleep, it is also from a pre-existing condition that I have, so there's nothing I can really do about it. I try to eat right and drink lots of water to eliminate it a bit, but the only way I can seem to conceal it is with makeup. So that is a orange conceal stick, which is for blocking out blue and sort of purple tones. So that is my little mascara wand. We'll pop that away for the time being until later. And we have this delightful tube here, which is my eyeliner marker pen. So, as with foundation, I am very particular about my eyeliner, as I do wear it every day and I wear a lot of it, and I have gone through many different brands over the years since I was a teenager and first applied eyeliner. And the only one that I actually think works well for me are the Collection 2000, which is the cheaper end of my makeup scale, and Gosh's eyeliner, which is a little bit more expensive, but it flows very well and it actually stays on my eyes, whereas the Collection one does tend to fade off during the day a bit. So I was very keen to try a new brand, especially as this one is a marker pen, and I'm very used to drawing with pencils and pens, so I figured this would be a nice easy way of applying eyeliner. Now, I don't know if anybody else has had this issue, but I felt like it was very dry, and this is a brand new one, so it did take me a while to fill in. As you can see here, we did a bit of a time lapse. It did take several minutes for me to actually fill in my eyeliner because the pencil was quite dry and it did feel like it was dragging. And for a marker pen, I would expect it to be a lot more wet, if that makes sense. So I'm not too sure about the eyeliner. The idea was nice, but the execution was a bit pants. Okay, so here I'm just popping on some mascara. Mascara isn't typically something I wear a lot of during the day. It's mainly if I go out at night or I feel like my lashes need a bit of a boost. So it did go on pretty well. It's pretty standard. Does what it says on the bottle. No clumpiness that I could see. So that's definitely a winner in my book. And the good thing about E.L.F. is they are vegan friendly and they don't contain a lot of harsh chemicals, anything nasty like that. And they're also reasonably priced, whereas a lot of other brands you don't get the same quality. I feel like you're paying for the brand rather than the actual product itself. So top marks to E.L.F. But I do think overall some of their products are a bit hit and miss. So I'm just going to take my hair down so you can see the full look. This is just my casual daytime look for when I'm out and about or when I'm off to work. So I hope this gives you guys an idea about some of the products that E.L.F. provide. I'm not sponsored by them. This is just my honest opinion on how they worked with my face. So some of them I would definitely buy again. The foundation was lovely. The lipsticks are gorgeous, very creamy. And I may buy the eyeliner again just to test if the one I got was a bit of a dud or not. But overall I'm pretty happy with them. So yeah, I would definitely recommend the concealer stick, the finishing powder. Their lipsticks are beautiful. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little random video, and as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.